Hi, I'm here with Jason Caldwell, the captain of Latitude 35 team. Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going, Al?
Great.
Good.
So obviously you guys achieved a fantastic endeavor crossing the Atlantic. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Jason Caldwell. I'm 34 years old. I born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I'm a local guy. Played baseball a lot of my life. Got into rowing in college, and was fortunate enough to have a pretty good rowing career. And then that kind of led me to ocean rowing a few years ago.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. This crossing this past year was my second Atlantic crossing in as many years, which I think makes me the first American ever do so. The first year that I did the Atlantic crossing was a four-man team, 600 miles into the race. We unfortunately had to have two of our guys that get evacuated due to illness and injury. Myself and one of my teammates continued on the remaining 2,400 miles, where we crawled back from 24th place to 11th and set the American record by a few hours. But this year I wanted to re-up. I wanted to try to win the race. I wanted to kind of right the wrongs the mistakes I made in the previous year. So I put another team together, two Americans and two British guys, and we trained this past year. We set off for the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge race on December 14th, 2016. We left from the Canary Islands and pursued the race in the finish line, 3,000 miles southwest to Antigua in the Caribbean. And we finished the race 35 days, 14 hours and 3 minutes, which not only won the race, but set the world record.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Thank you.
So tell us, what kind of preparation, training, planning goes into such an endeavor?
Sure, a lot, to put it mildly. The first thing you're thinking about is getting your boat. So you have a boat, and you've got to fit it with all the right equipment, all the safety equipment, the solar panels, the auto helm. You've got life jackets, everything that's not attached to the boat. You've got food. You've got a water maker on there as well. So basically, this is an unassisted row, which means that you can't take anything from another vessel, no support from another vessel the whole way, or you'll be disqualified. So you're packing your own food, you're making your own water, you have to have things to replace if things break. So all that stuff you have to take into account, and that's what you're really trying to prepare for. On the other side is preparing yourself and your team mentally and physically. So that's doing a lot of training, sleep deprivation training, dehydration training, you're building muscle mass. I lost 40 pounds, give or take, in this race. So, which is a significant amount. And so, you need to be prepared to be able to push yourself physically when you're at that point. So, yeah, it's really important.
So you're obviously in incredible shape. How do you figure out what are the right optimal nutrients that you need to keep you going for this sort of journey?
Right. So when it comes to intake, putting calories in your body, you don't have a lot of wiggle room because you're packing your own food and bringing it for that extended period of time. There's only so much you can bring. Freeze-dried meals are 80% of what you put in your body. That is military rations where you add hot water to them and they give you 2,000 calories per package. You're supplementing that with things like nuts and dried fruit, maybe protein shakes, and that is what every other team is essentially doing. This year, we were able to partner with you serendipitously because this gave us what I consider and what I now know, after setting the world record, to be a huge edge. We were able to use you guys and all the research that you've done and the homework that you've done to supplement my team, so that we had customized supplements that we took on a daily basis that really helped us give that extra edge, that extra energy that we wouldn't otherwise have had.
Wow. So how did the supplements help you?
Well, in a couple ways. The first thing is we took them 2 weeks leading up to the race. So while we were at the start line training, we were able to benefit from those supplements, get used to them so that they didn't cause us they didn't irritate us at all while we're on the race. Built up our strength, allowed us to get good sleep while we still were able to get it. And then once you get to the race, you're in this chaotic environment where you're sleeping 4 hours a day total, where you're not getting enough food. these supplements really helped us give ourselves energy. When we got up every 2 hours, we had more energy. We felt more positive because of it. We were able to kind of benefit from the food we were putting ourselves for longer periods of time. Everything just gave us more stamina and ultimately more strength.
So I heard in the last 5 days, you guys were kind of like you got to the point where you set your own race record, the course record, and then you were in the hunt for the world record. Tell us about that last 5 days.
Yeah, the last 5 days were pretty much everything about the race. Up until that point, with about 500 miles left, we were on pace to beat the world record by 24 hours. A weather system came in that knocked us out, and by the time it had passed 2 days later, we had 400 miles left to go, and we had lost that 24-hour advantage, and now we were on pace for being the exact hour to break the record. We went on the last 5 days of the race to row an average of 80 miles per day, which eventually gave us the world record by 11 hours. When you're talking about an 11-hour difference in a 3,000-mile race, you start to think about all the little things that you did during the race, and supplementation was pivotal. We just flat out wouldn't have the energy that we had if we weren't doing those types of things, we weren't supplementing correctly.
Fantastic. Well, it was a pleasure and an honor for us at Vitagene to partner with you
The
guys.
honor was all
We're
mine.
so
Thank you so
proud of what you
much.
guys did. Thank you so much.
Thank